Howdy. I've noticed that, Botrix has not yet, shown up here, so... we're not gonna have chat on stream for a little while, which is weird considering I just recommended Botrix to somebody, but you know, it is what it is. Hehe, haha. Anyway, how are you all doing today? Happy Monday. That's all. I say happy Monday, but so no daily. No, StreamerBot's still working. StreamerBot is separate from Botrix. Botrix is literally just for the on-screen chat. And I'm not even dual streaming right now, so it's kind of pointless. In fact, I don't dual stream much. I probably should more, but oh well. I don't know. Twitch is... I don't really like streaming on Twitch at all, to be honest. Every single time, it's just this a new viewer pops into the chat, and it's just a bot, and I just have to sit here and watch them. Oh, wait, on-screen chat is here. Never mind, I guess Botrix is working. It just didn't say that it's here. Oh well. Whatever. How are you today, Shadow? If you're doing well, or if you're not doing well, lol, skill issue. Today we're gonna finish up, maybe, Rin Act, Act 4. Hi, Ikaros. If we're lucky, I don't know. I'm told this is the longest route, and I've finished most of the other routes, Act 4, in like one stream, so I don't know if we're actually gonna get there with this one. And with this route in particular, there's quite a lot of... I think there's quite a lot of baggage to unpack in just this act alone, so I think it might take a while. I don't know that we're actually going to get it done today, but we'll try. We might as well. And then we can... and then we can do the Kenji route. Even though it's not... I'm told it's not really Kenji's route, it's more like a... just a single route, and just Kenji shows up in it. Let me date my boy! Goddamn! Oh well. Let's get started, I guess, huh? Alrighty then. Here we are. Let's begin. Silly rabbit, illusions are for people. I make it in time for class, though not in time for breakfast. Aww. The classroom is bathing in the gentle light of the sun. This means that it's going to be intolerably hot in the afternoon. For now, though, it's pleasant. I look at Amisha and Shizune's animated discussion about whatever. Hanako staring out of the classroom window, Muto stumbling into the classroom 4 minutes late, and with no recollection of what he's supposed to be teaching today. I totally forgot about shrimping. I could never imagine dropping out of school just like that, even if it's only for a few weeks. On the other hand, Rin doesn't seem to have a problem with the idea, or going through with it. And again, somehow I got caught along in her insane isolation, even if we ended up hurting each other. Or did we? Maybe only I got hurt. It takes me until late in the afternoon to realize that today is Monday. Holy shit, it actually is. The art club meets today. Not just that, due to the exams, this will be the last art club meeting before summer vacation. I have no real business going there. Hi, Turbs. But I want to talk with the teacher. So I end up loitering awkwardly in front of the art room, waiting for the meeting to end. That's it for this trimester, everyone! His voice is loud enough to be heard through the door and way too enthusiastic for it to be genuine. The next meeting is after summer vacations, on the Monday of the first week of next term. I hope to see everyone there again. Have a nice vacation. There's a confused answering chorus of voices, and the door to the classroom opens, releasing a flow of students. I'm so close to 69,420 again. I wait for everyone else to leave so that I can talk to Nomiya alone. It's almost dinner time, so I don't have to wait long. Nomiya is looking through the paintings, some of which are actually pretty nice. That's a mean thing to say. Rin might outclass everyone else in the art club, but she isn't the only one with talent. Excuse me, teacher. Oh, what is it, Nagai? He raises his eyebrows questioningly, smiling widely. It's about Rin. Oh, of course it is. Is something wrong with Tezuka? No, but yes. I hesitate for a split second, not certain how to say what I want to say, giving Nomiya enough time to start blabbering by himself. I saw her a few days ago when I was passing by at Sai's gallery. She said she'd get 1 or 2 more paintings done for the exhibition. I was quite pleased. She's a surprisingly hard worker. I'd always thought she was a bit lazy doing what she wants instead of the assignments. He seems to notice my anxiety and realizes he is digressing, shutting up before finishing the thought. But you had something to talk about. What is it? I don't know. She feels detached from everything, as if she can't think of anything but the exhibition. Well, isn't that good? She's focused on her painting, as she should be. Yeah, but this is different. It's like she's obsessed. I went to see her and... Have you been bothering her?
Hello, Mr. Nomiya. Us and Rin had a lot of shrimp last night. It seemed to lack any arms for some reason.
Meanie head. Making fun of her lack of arms again. He cuts in before I finish saying what I meant to say, instantly looking quite irritated. No, I don't think so. I'm just concerned because she stopped coming to school completely. She feels strange, too. Stranger than usual, at the very least. Humbug! This is much more important for her than some lousy math class or physics or whatever. Oh my god, he's angry. This is exactly why the school is so flexible, to give every student a chance to fulfill themselves. Tezuka is a painter, so she should paint, no? And have an exhibition. That's what artists do. She should be allowed to concentrate on that, not these other frivolous classes. She should be encouraged. If you think about it, it's really quite obvious. His counter-arguments are not very convincing, but I'm having a hard time trying to make any kind of rebuttal. My grudging silence is interpreted as assent, and Nomiya turns to shuffle the stack of turned-in assignments on his deck like a deck of cards. I have to say, while we're talking about Tezuka's exhibition, I'm very excited to see how it turns out. Sorry, Ori, but you can say that one can't get a grip in such a situation, but I'm just... No arms is fine. Ori is in defeat. No! She's still so young, yet she has wonderful skill and style. He's talking to the air to relax the mood that got a bit too negative. I take it that you will be attending? Yeah, I guess so. Well, we'll meet there next. I take that as my cue to leave, and I do, although I'm not happy about it. My message didn't get through, to say the least. Because you're stupid. No, that teacher... It's like he gets her, but he doesn't get her, you know? Uh-oh. The day after that, all the missed opportunities and things I should have said come crashing down on me. There's nothing left to do afterwards but brood. Second day, I begin to feel anxious. I start doubting my doubt, and it feels stupid. Especially since I still can't think about anything else than Rin. Sao is always so grumpy. I feel like he's way more grumpier in this route than he is in any of the other ones so far. I'm trying to think of which route he's the least grumpy in. But I haven't played enough of them recently to really remember. I think, I don't know. Third day, Japanese exam and world history exam. Great. The thing I hate most about her is that she can make me feel this awful, even though I should be focusing on entirely different stuff right now. Fourth day, math exam. We have a math exam. Goes how it goes. I don't care. Fifth day, Nomiya asks me again if I will attend the exhibition opening. Can't say no to him, even though I seriously want to. I just don't want to discuss with him anything Rin related, so it's just better to take the path of least resistance. On the 6th day, the day before the exhibition opening, I find Rin standing in the hallway in front of my room when I enter the dorms after dinner. What are you doing here? My tone is angrier than I intended. I'm a little disappointed that I was unable to restrain myself, but it can't be helped. Rin just stands there, like she just happened to coincidentally be standing around here where she has no business being. The way she reacts so coolly to everything annoys me now. This isn't good. It's been 6 days and the sight of her has me boiling. She hasn't even opened her mouth yet. Finished painting. Shouldn't she be at the gallery, preparing? They said no. Well, I guess the gallery owner does that part then. Getting the paintings framed, hung on the walls and whatnot. So, why are you here? Felt like it. The same old stupid pattern emerges again. Me asking her questions, to which she replies with answers that don't answer anything because it's the only way we can converse. Apart from me listening to her blabbering about whatever, which isn't really a conversation. Is this a play? Are there some unseen roles that we have unknowingly set ourselves into? Dictating the rules of engagement whenever we see each other, inevitably leading to us hurting each other? Her nonchalant answers, accompanied by even more nonchalant shrugs, leave me none the wiser. I guess I should be happy that the exhibition preparations are complete. It's not a play. It's a visual novel, Esau. Silly goose. When I walk into my room, I hear her footsteps following me in. I didn't invite her in. I won't ask her to leave. She claims my bed without permission, making me wish that I had taken the time to make it before I left in the morning, then stands up again as though she sat on hot coals. I half lean against the single corner of my desktop that isn't cluttered with stuff to rest my legs, at least a little bit. Rin spends a few moments glancing curiously around my room. Makes me realize that she's never seen it before. For a moment, she actually looks like she's concentrating, trying to get everything. This must be the eye for detail that makes her an artist. Since the room is small, she quickly runs out of things to look at, but nothing else transpires, allowing the uncomfortable silence to take over the atmosphere. The mood is chilly, to say the least, and both of us are on guard, waiting for the other to make the first move. Of course, Rin could play this game forever, so it has to be me. So... I give up because she'd never try to open conversation, and because it seems that she wants to say something and I want to get it over with. Why else would she be here if she didn't want to talk? I don't know what to say myself. I want to be angry, but I can't bring myself to yell at her or anything. My voice catches her attention, and she tries to search for words as well, but it seems that she is not entirely certain as to why she's here either. This entire dialogue, this entire discussion between the two of them, is basically just Hisao dangling keys in front of...
But Hisao, it's still Monday.
Yeah, but basically what's happening is Hisao's just dangling keys in front of her, like, ooh, jingle jingle, jingle jingle, listen to me, jingle jingle, try to tell me something, jingle jingle, what are you thinking, girl, jingle jingle. And so, Rin simply takes a few steps to close the distance between us and rises on the tips of her toes to even out the height difference. It was a bad idea. Maybe you should forget about it, and I will too. To reflex, and almost as an afterthought, the words no, yes, and maybe simultaneously surface inside my mind. My hand is between her lips and mine, a wall that I've raised to guard against something. Her breath feels warm against my fingers. The scent of her skin lingers about, the mysterious, indescribable sensation that captures me and draws my eyes deep into hers. Her eyes are closed, dude. The look in her eyes is surprised, quizzical as to why the impertinent hand prevented her advances. Her eyes are really big and glistening with moisture, and staring right into my own with a soft gaze that I'm having a hard time to match. Rin's half-open mouth makes her look even more confused, although the sensual way her lips are arching is signaling something completely different. Please? I need you. The words come from her throat as a coarse whisper meant only for me. bypassing her tongue and teeth without giving them any chance to interrupt. They sober me in an instant, and I clumsily flinch back to get a little bit of distance between us, painfully scraping against my desk in the process. Ow, my ass! Maybe it's her choice of words, maybe the way she says it, but something in it puts me off. Something is wrong. Something is terribly wrong again. Need me for what? All the unpleasant feelings emerge again, and I can feel my heartbeat suddenly increasing at least tenfold. Rin's eyes go out of focus and back again as her body relaxes from its tense state, and she stands upright again. I don't think I was thinking about anything. Why do you draw patterns in that dust on your night table? Ah! Ah! There's a word for that kind of thing, but I can't remember. Her remark almost throws me off track, and I glance over her shoulder at the small table next to my bed, but I can't see anything from this distance. So she needs me for nothing specific? Just happened to come by because she thought I'd be glad to see her after she shut me out? No complaints accepted?
You dense mother trucker.
I don't know, I almost feel like Hisao almost has a point this time. Rin's weird, but the way she's inadvertently treated Hisao has been kind of, it's been kind of mean. The lack of communication is really a problem for her. Anyway, she just happened to come by because she thought I'd be glad to see her after she shut me out, no complaints accepted, for a week. Rin's not opening up, but he's still dense. This is true. Two things can be true, as they say. Completely altruistic motives? Felt like it? Bullshit, I can answer myself. Play mind games with whenever you want, to kiss whenever you want, to ignore whenever you want, to fulfill your whims whenever you want. Oh, is that it? Is that what you need me for? My voice is sounding very angry again, even to myself. Good. Rin, too, finally catches the mood, and her curious expression changes instantly to something more uncharacteristic. No. She leaves it at that, her eyes restlessly wandering around, searching the room as if the words she tries to find were written in the tapestries of my walls. Then what? I needed a paint. Paint. Of course, that's what artists do. The words reverberate through my being, beating in my blood over the piercing whistle of my anger.
Hisao was acting more paranoid than Kenji in this route.
It's true. Wait a second. Cold iron. Isn't that the not good? I've only heard this once before. I think we're about to get like either another bad ending somehow, or like the not good ending. Don't give me that, Rin. I'm not some damn muse of yours free to play with for the sake of painting. I'm not some medium for whatever you aspire to. I am me. So what if I don't know anything about my future? There's things I want and things I care about. Even I can dream of things other than nightmares. I'm yelling, but I'm way past the point of caring about things like that. Rin looks down at her toes and wiggles them a little melancholically while she takes in my outburst without saying anything to defend herself. Only after I have finished does she try to respond somehow. I can't do anything else. Oh, I can do all sorts of things, but I can't do... It's the only thing I sort of do properly, most of the time. I understand completely. Art first, everything else second. 1,000th. What about me? Am I nothing? When I was interested in art, did that make you feel like I was a little interesting for a little while? Okay, so you're pretty dense. I have no idea where this is coming from. Tell me, I really want to know. Did you ever think about my perspective? Or is it just all you? The words rise like bile in my throat. She looks alarmed, and almost completely uncomprehending, as if she doesn't understand what I'm angry about. I can't believe she could be so stupid. I think we're not getting a good ending here. I didn't want to? This time it's Rin who interrupts herself in mid-sentence. Don't you understand? I can't. Can't what? You never explain. How am I supposed to understand anything? You never say anything. Wait a second. I think he said this in the other bad ending. Also, buddy, he said, I think you haven't figured it out yet. She's not just missing her arm. She's also autistic as hell. Looks bad. Yeah, it looks bad. Why don't she ever talk? Say something. But she doesn't. Venting my anger at her feels satisfying. It feels wrong to take so much satisfaction in it, but I can't stop. Not wanting to face my anger head on, Rin turns around to steadfastly look out of my window, even though there's nothing to look at. The worst of my ire gone, I shut up as I can't be bothered to keep on yelling at the back of her head, so silence finally returns. I try to discern some hints of her reaction through my adrenaline-distorted vision. My feedback was not the best kind, but I hope Rin got the clue that she can't just ignore everything else whenever she feels like it. I'd hate it if she didn't. She never ever listens to anything. She's so unaffected by the world around her. Not this time, it seems. Her body is shaking like from holding back tears, but I already know that Rin is not crying. Her indifference made me so furious. Now that it's gone, I'm at a loss. I wonder, did I go too far? Look, Go away. Yeah, go away, so... Yeah, she said that last time. Damn, she have two bad ends? Her voice is tiny and tired as she says this, but I hear the words clear as day.
Hisao lacks patience and understanding. He does nothing but demand things, but never actually stops to consider others.
Also true. Her voice is tiny and tired as she says this, but I hear the words clear as day. What is there to say anymore? This is my room. The blunt, hollow remark is a fitting conclusion for this unpleasant discussion. It became an even more unpleasant and very one-sided yelling match. For a moment of collecting herself, Rin just gives up. I can see it from the way she slumps her shoulders and walks out. Even though she deliberately looks to the other direction, I can see how she's biting the corner of her lip, so hard it might start bleeding if she won't stop. As she makes her exit, I realize that she left the door open when she came in. My yelling must have echoed around the dorm hallways. I sigh. Now that she's gone, I am left alone with my guilt. As the thumping in my chest slowly subdues, anxiety replaces it. Somehow, I feel that none of this would have ever happened if not for me. Yeah, you're right. No matter how infuriating, unbearable, and outrageous Rin is, she's not the Rin I thought I knew. The Rin that I expected Rin to be. Was it me who caused all this by talking Rin into taking her chances with the exhibition? Perhaps. Am I directly responsible for Rin becoming like she has been for the past weeks? Perhaps. I can't think of any other explanation for her weird behavior than the exhibition and all the things that came along with it. Maybe it was the only way that could have brought us closer. But all it did was separate us further away from each other, and now beyond the reach of either of us. The challenge for us is we underestimate how angry and impatient Hisao is. That is true. I banged my head against the wall. Twice, to make sure it hurts. Another bad ending? Yeah. Oh! No! I don't necessarily know that we're getting a good ending, but we're getting an ending, it seems. A headache is relentlessly thumping against the back of my head as I push open the door to the 22nd corner. Apart from that, I'm perfectly calm. After venting on Rin all that anger that I had bottled inside, it felt like a great weight had been lifted from my heart. The tension that had grasped my mind for the past few weeks faded away without leaving even a shadow behind. In this nearly zen-like state of enlightenment, I realized that perhaps it was a bad idea to yell at her like that. You think? I really meant it. What good does blowing up like that do? Nothing. I'm not like that. I don't normally yell at people. I don't know why I did yesterday. So I keep feeling really guilty about it and wanting to take my words back. Rin is probably upset too, even more than my own behavior. Her reaction shocked me. I've always thought of her as an unchanging, detached from her surroundings, so that seeing my yelling get her upset felt out of place. I wonder if she understands how I feel. In Rin's world, everything seems to be so absolute and subjective. Absolutely subjective. As if she was completely unable to see things from others' point of view than her own. But ultimately, is anyone able to do it? Maybe objectivity and altruism are just illusions for people who like to think of themselves as compassionate. Just like art is an illusion for people who think reality is merely a veil for something greater. Even when you stop thinking that the world revolves around you or start thinking outside of the mythical box, you're just inside another bigger box that you can't escape. Maybe that, ultimately, makes her like the rest of us. I step through the door to find a gallery full of illusioned people. Despite Sai's remarks during my earlier visits, I always thought it was very spacious. But now when it's crowded like this, it looks positively cramped. I immediately noticed Sai standing in the middle of a lively discussion, busily chattering with some old gentleman. He's actually pretty tall and kind of good looking. She stands out in the crowd. There are a few dozen wine glasses laid on the tables along the back wall, filled with burgundy liquid. The vast majority of the guests are sipping from their own glasses. The socialites and art connoisseurs are mingling happily, exchanging mild opinions about Rin's art, which seems to be a secondary object of interest for most. I feel distanced, excluded from the other people here. I can't claim, even at a stretch, to be a social chameleon, so the situation is quite unnerving. Since I don't blend into the crowd at all, I just fake that I do, trying to look as cool and smooth as I can. I wonder how Rin is handling all this. If it was me, I'd be quite freaked out. Throwing the anxiety aside, I try to carefully navigate through the crowd, stealing peeks at the framed paintings now hanging on the walls. Rin's exhibition takes about half of the gallery's wall space. Some paintings are less familiar than others, but I recognize most of them. Some I've seen being created at the club meetings after all, or remember from the time when Rin was choosing her portfolio. I note that a couple of the unfinished paintings are framed on the wall as well. Maybe that's what they call coincidental art. Even Rin's failures, if you can call them that, became exhibits of her skill. Quite paradoxical. She herself is nowhere to be seen, which is strange, because even though it's crowded, the gallery is pretty small. It's fine, sort of. I don't know how to face her after yesterday. Maybe I shouldn't have even come. But I promised various people, Rin included, that I would, so... Damn. Sounds like I do the things I do because some kind of instinctual properness compels me to, not because it would be sensible, not. I sneak closer to Sai to wait for a lull in the conversation so I can chat her up too. Even though her voice is almost completely buried under the general background noise, I hear bits and pieces of her talking about Rin. Yes, she is a high schooler at a local school. Even though she's graduating next year, I'm sure various art schools would be interested in... I thought it'd be interesting to have an exhibition of someone who's still in early stages of development. It's so strange. It's like Rin is some kind of mini-celebrity, even though this is nothing but a small exhibition opening at a small art gallery of a small town. In fact, there's a friend of mine from... It's Sal! I'm assuming it's him. My eavesdropping is interrupted by a familiar voice and a familiar slap to the back. I don't need to guess the sources of either even without turning around. Hi, Emmy. Oh, it's Emmy! Woo! Hi, Emmy! Hi, are you like a representative of the art club or something? I don't see anyone else from the school here. I don't know, really. I guess I am, if that's the case. What about you? What about me? You didn't think I'm interested in art? Is that it, Hisao? No, that's not what I... Well, maybe a little, if you put it that way. I mean, even though I hang out with Rin, I've never heard you talk about art with her, so... Emmy huffs and looks around her, looking discontented. It's true, I don't get it at all. But she came to my track meet, so I thought it's only fair to return the favor. She leans closer, trying to look confidential, but only managing to look inspiring. Do you get art? No, I don't.
Emmy is here to beat the stuffing out of Hisao for bullying Rin.
As she should! My emphasizing headshake draws a giggle and a cheery headshake out of her. A cheery headshake of her own out of Emmy. Me neither. Hey, let's go talk with Rin. I bet you haven't yet, because I haven't either. Come on. Oh, hi. Before she has a chance to forcefully drag me to Rin, Nomiya appears behind her with Rin in his tow. She's not dressed for the occasion, instead opting for the usual school uniform and unkempt hair. Well, to be fair, I don't know that she can do much about the hair situation. Maybe her natural look is what suits her the best. Hello, teacher. Hi, Rin. Unfazed, Emmy greets the teacher carefully, or cheerfully, causing him to turn and look down confusedly. Who are you? I'm Emmy, from school, class 4. Don't you remember? She looks positively shocked at the prospect that there could be a person who doesn't know her. Oh, sorry, you're in the same class as Tezuka is, right? Yeah. You don't have to pardon me. I have trouble remembering students who don't take art. Don't mind, don't mind. She minds. Hi, Rin. Hello. Congratulations for your super cool art thing. I'm sure you'll be a big hit. She throws her arms into the air with boisterous emphasis, almost hitting me in the face. And look, he's out game too. Rin doesn't look at me, nor does she greet me. Congratulations, Rin. She keeps averting her gaze, pointedly looking at her sandals. Oblivious to the tension between us and ignorant of what happened yesterday, Emmy keeps on blabbering about this and that to an unresponsive Rin. I guess she's used to not getting much out of her at times.
Does Emmy have the leg up in this convo?
She does, doesn't she? Or does she? Before long, Nomiya and Sai turn to Rin, introducing her. Expecting it, I catch the second of confusion when the guests see her arms. Sai is luckily on the ball and briefly explains about our school. Doubtful faces quickly change to curious. Would you mind telling us something about your art? I thought the development is quite easily noticeable. What do you yourself think of the differences between the older and more current work? It's quite rare for someone so young to dabble into abstraction. It would have been interesting to see how you work. Oh, definitely. I assume you use your feet. Must have been a great trouble to learn it. You should be proud. Would you be pursuing a career as an artist after school? She is bombarded with so many questions, you can't even hope to answer all of them. Maybe that's for the best. Rin tends to talk nonsense more than occasionally. So where do you get your ideas? That's the fifth worst. Rin keeps stumbling with her words, looking more and more vexed by the expectant inquiries. Everyone is waiting for her to say something, but she looks like a cat got her tongue. Each question piling up just adds to her distress. I fail to hear the question that is the proverbial one to many. It's like a motor stalling. Rin just freezes for a long, long second until she falls on her knees, hitting the floor ungracefully like a sack of potatoes. Are you alright? I don't know. Tezuka, what's wrong, girl? I don't know what's wrong. A terrible silence falls upon the people gathered around Rin. Everyone is petrified, not knowing how to react to her sudden seizure or something. She breathes with deep, trembling gasps as if she was running out of air, staring ahead of herself with hollow eyes. Anxiety attack! Go! Seeing that nobody does anything, I force myself to step up to Rin and lift her up from the floor, letting her lean against me to keep standing. Would you like some fresh air? Okay, let's go outside for a bit. I don't even wait for her to answer before grasping her shoulder and pulling her past the stunned-looking Nomiya. Sai, Emmy, and guests. Excuse us. The cool evening breeze hits my face at the door. I let go of Rin and she leans against the stone wall, trying to catch her breath. Are you alright? I couldn't say anything. Rin is still not looking at me, so I look away too. The streetlights and colored neon signs twist my vision into a blur of near blindness, forcing me to look back. At least she talks, even if she's not directing her words to me. What did you want to say? Maybe both of us can imagine that we are talking to an invisible friend. I don't know. Something that would have meant something. The silence lasts for a long time. I don't feel comfortable being alone with Rin. I'm not good at imagining things that don't exist. Do, or that things that exist don't. Yeah, that's a sentence. I'm not good at imagining things that don't exist do, or things that exist don't. I should go back in. The guests I invited are in there. They probably want to meet you and talk with you. You know, ask you questions and stuff. About those paintings you worked so hard for. I want them to ask me questions like that. Never say the right things. What do you want, then? That someone wouldn't have to ask questions from me.
Is this where Hisao finally gets it through his thick skull that Rin struggles to describe things to others?
Maybe, maybe not. Alright, what are our options again? But aren't you happy people are interested in your paintings? But if you found someone like that, then what? I think this one seems obvious. There's not gonna exist someone that doesn't ask questions of you. Second, yeah. People like that don't exist, Rin. You just gotta learn how to talk to him. I know you're autistic and all that, but you get one step at a time. And maybe we should get you properly diagnosed. Maybe that'll help too. Anyway, if you found someone like that, then what? You really think that it would be some kind of be-all, end-all thing? Star-crossed lovers and happily ever after? Get Kenji diagnosed while you're at it. True. My question is met with a blank stare, the darkness in her eyes unfazed by the thinly veiled bitterness. No, I don't think that. But at least then I wouldn't have to be alone. She whispers the words, the lights of the town, but I hear them anyway. I shouldn't have done this. Not yet. The exhibition? She nods and closes her eyes, breathing calmly out, as if to prove she can, and then continues talking to herself. Why? Wrong conjunction of the planets? No, not that. I double-checked. And I got up with the left foot, and did everything else left. Right. It's me. I was wrong. She stands straight and stretches before stepping past me out into the street. No! Wait, where are you going? Don't just stand there. She stops on her tracks and turns around, looking at me quizzically. It's cool. I'm leaving. She's just gonna leave. What? Why? Because I want to be me. Rin walks off, leaving me behind, utterly confused. Rin! But something she said really touched me. Maybe it was the way she said it. Maybe it was the fact that she said it. Buskun, no! No, Buskun, no! I want to say something back to her before I forget this feeling again. As if granting me a wish, Rin stops in her tracks. She doesn't turn around, just keeps waiting for me to say what I want to. Even though I didn't have time to think that. Or think what? Rin, listen, I don't believe you have to be alone, even if you never meet anyone like that. I don't know if she heard my words, but either way, she doesn't react in any way. For the final time, she starts walking away from the gallery. So, where's Tezuka? I can only shake my head, but as it doesn't seem to be a sufficient answer, I have to say something. She ran away. What? The horrific realization spreads on his face like wildfire. This is a fiasco! Catastrophe!
Trust Poon Rayleigh to make her a painting mage in another world.
Painting mage in another world with no arts? This is a fiasco! Catastrophe! What is that girl thinking? The most important event of her life, and she just runs off? And you, why don't you stop her? I'm going to hold you personally responsible. You can suck my dick, Nomiya. Sai interrupts him, holding her hands up calmingly. It's good she intervened. The teacher was starting to get a few weird looks from the nearby guests. Now, Shinichi. She probably just had stage fright. I don't know her as well as you people do, but I did get the image that she is somewhat peculiar. This kind of thing can happen. It'll be fine. I'll explain that she suddenly became ill. The guests will surely understand. But look around you. Everyone seems to be rather happy with their free wine and chit-chat. The guests will be fine, but we are missing on opportunities here. Networking, making contacts and acquaintances. This is why your friend killed him. Sorry. As the adults keep arguing about something that can't be helped, Emmy tugs my sleeve to get my attention. She doesn't look very happy either. Come on. Where? You're gonna find Rin and kick her ass. Well, I will. You, what? I can't believe it. She's so stupid. That Rin, how could she do this? I'm telling you, she doesn't have a bit of common sense in her head. Emmy is seriously angry. only missing steam rising from her ears. I guess I understand Emmy. She is that kind of a person. Give up has never felt like a part of her vocabulary. Maybe she feels it shouldn't be a part of anyone's vocabulary. It's probably best to leave her alone for tonight. What? Are you a Rin expert now? She takes a firm stance and puts her hands on her hips confrontationally. It's like she wants to pick a fight with me, too. No, I don't even think that's possible in the first place. I just don't think kicking her ass would do her any good. My melancholic remark surprisingly works as Emmy slumps her shoulders a little and sighs. I know that. You do? The last time I did that, it changed nothing.
Emmy is asking Hisao for help kicking Rin's ass because she left the ass-kicking legs back at the dorm.
Hold on. No, that's where they're going right now. Emmy's like, take me back to the school. I need to get my ass-kicking or my ass-kicking feet. The ride back to school in an empty late-night bus is silent. Both of us keep staring at the lights flashing past the windows without saying a word. The nightly grounds are quiet, lit only by the wan moon and yellow lampposts. We say our goodnights in front of my dormitory. Emmy, reflexively clenching her fists, compels me to ensure that she won't assault Rin the moment I let her out of my sight. Promise me not to go scold her? She looks at me, her eyes again flaring with anger that I match with as calming a stare as I can. It's only easy to face an angry woman if you are not the target of her ire. Oh, Hisao.
Emmy left her steel toe boots at home.
Don't you mean her steel toes? After a minute of the mismatched staring contest, she sighs and shakes her head in defeat. You are too nice, Hisao. Did you know that? He is. No. Hints of a smile are tugging the corners of her mouth as she says that, and she seems a lot more relaxed. What a sudden change of mood. Maybe she wasn't as angry as it seemed to begin with. Maybe her moods change easily. If I was, I would have let you have your way. Does that mean you're only nice to Rin? Both of us are hiding our concern behind empty jokes, but at least it puts me in a good mood. Emmy waggles her eyebrows with a half-amused smirk, trying to push my buttons. Not gonna work.
Steel-toed feet, UWU.
Don't you ooh me. No, it just means I'm not nice only to you. Hey! Good night, Emmy. Good one, Hisao. I swear, the banter between Hisao and Emmy is just peak. The last day before summer vacations is waning slowly. Science is the final exam of the trimester, and then we are free. The collective yearning for liberty is almost palpable in the classroom, even though the weather seems a tad cloudy. It might rain today. Who knows? I've already finished the test because it was pretty easy, so I'm doodling lazily on the flip side of the paper, waiting for Muto to call time. Can't tell. Was that fucking Madoka? Sorry, that was a strange thing to say. I want to go back. Let me go back. Is this Madoka? Is that fucking Madoka? I think it's supposed to be. Is that supposed to be Emmy? No, that's. I think that's just. This is like all the characters from it, but that one just looks like it's Madoka. Misha with drill guns. Oh, Misha. Yeah, that is definitely. Oh wait, no, that's Misha. Oh yeah, I see it now. Yeah, drill gun. Okay, I see it now. I'm just appreciating all the drawings. There you go, little Emmy with like the blockhead. I love it. And then there's Kenji. Oh, this is good. Emmy tank. I know, it's so good. I love it. It also prevents Misha from trying to covertly look at my answers over my shoulder. She might fool the inattentive teacher, but I can tell that she's trying to look. I guess it's her best bet at passing the test. Doesn't make me feel any mercy though, so I just ignore her and look around me. How rude of you to doodle her on your drawing, but not give her the answers, you monster. Just needs a Doro now. It's quiet. Too quiet. The only sounds in the classroom are the quiet shuffling of papers and Muto's constant coughing. Makes my awareness of the surroundings slowly drift to the backstage of consciousness, giving room to other things.
Have you ever felt trapped in a dream before? Like, even if you were to scream as loudly as you could, it feels like nobody would hear?
Vacation, huh? Some people will stay at the school even over the holidays. Some will go back to their families. I don't know what I don't know what to do. I should go buy a train ticket for my trip back home, but I can't bring myself to do it. Bet I'm gonna get a call from home again. Mom's gonna pester me about when I'm coming back, and I'm not gonna know what to answer. This is really lousy. In the current state of things with Rin, it feels like I can't just bail out of here and pretend we are through. And now she has other problems of her own. I thought that the exhibition opening would give her a breather, but I was sorely mistaken. The tangle just seems to thicken. The Doro lag stream for you. That's crazy. That's you too? Wow, it seems like it actually lagged. That's wild. A sharp knock on the door interrupts the quiet but frantic mood of the last 15 minutes of the exam. Come in. Oh, it's this fuck. The opening door reveals the art teacher who steps in with his jacket swirling around him, though in a gust of wind. He glances at Muto, who glances back at him. Fuck him up, Muto. A frown spreads simultaneously on both of their faces as the men measure each other with their gazes. Excuse me, could I... Oh, I'm doing this. Let me get the right voices. Excuse me, could I Nope, that's not the right voice. Excuse me, could I borrow Mr. Nakai for a moment? Excuse me, Mr. Nomiya, but we are in the middle of an exam here. A chilly atmosphere suddenly spreads in the middle of the summer afternoon as the two men try to stare each other down. Fuck him up! This is urgent, and it seems that Nakai has already finished. Both men turn to look at me, staring at me like a pair of basilisks trying to petrify a tasty snack. It's true that I've been idle for a good while now, so Nomiya is right, but... Nakai, would you like to check your answers one more time? Oh, Muto, you're the fucking best. Muto speaks with an odd intonation, weighing certain words as if trying to send a message. The pressure from their stares makes me rapidly shake my head, which is apparently interpreted as an answer of some sort. Very well, Nakai. Go with Mr. Nomiya, if you please. Take your bag with you and bring your test paper to my desk. You have a nice vacation. You too, teacher. The entire world, well, at least the classroom, seems to hold its breath just for me, putting the exam on hold until I stand up, collect my stuff, and walk to the door. I can feel the stares in the back of my neck. My classmates probably think I'm in for some detention or something on the last day of the school before summer vacation. I don't know what the teacher wants from me, but I can guess it probably is not detention. And also that it probably has something to do with Rin again. Nomiya doesn't take me anywhere, contenting himself with the hallway as it's completely abandoned. Do you know where Tezuka is? So, she's trying to avoid the teacher. Par for the course. Probably. Wonder if she realizes that she can't avoid dealing with this indefinitely. I have no idea. You have probably asked her in her homeroom next door? Of course I have. I've searched every nook and cranny of this blasted school in the girls' dorm. You were the last one to see her since yesterday, and you are her friend. Work with me here, aren't you worried? I am, but I don't know what I could do. Rin did something incomprehensible yesterday, even for her. She seemed really confused. Maybe she just wants some time to think then. I get the feeling that she had second thoughts about having that exhibition. Or something. She didn't really explain what was wrong. What second thoughts? I don't know. I just got that feeling. I am being a little dishonest with the teacher, but this is not something I should be meddling with. He came to me, yes. Why? Maybe he thinks I'm some kind of confidant of Rin's, but I don't think I can help with this matter. teacher huffs and scratches his head in confusion. What's up with that girl? This is so unlike her. She's always been so goal-driven. No? Goal-driven? Those don't really strike me as words to describe Rin with. To me, she always felt obsessive at best. I don't mean to be rude. Wasn't it you who pushed Rin to that direction in the first place? Her goal is my goal. That's a mentor's job. Yes, so I just don't know if painting can make her happy. That's pretty preposterous of you to say, Nakai. He suddenly sounds pretty irate. Did I say something stupid? You don't understand, do you? It's not a question of happiness. For every gain, there is a sacrifice to be made. There's no free lunch, but would I let that girl waste away her talent if she has a moment of doubt? Never. Painting is work, just like any other. Tezuka might make it look like child's play to you, but she works hard every day to make her art. To become extraordinary, one has to make an extraordinary effort. The more the teacher talks, the more I feel that Rin doesn't think like that, even though I have no idea how she thinks. I can very well understand why she would sacrifice her summer vacation and make up for the lost classes and exams to get a chance at showing her art. This is the path she has taken, and to go all the way, that's not easy. I know she is young and things are hard for her, just like for all the kids here in the school, but that's no excuse. He's finished. But do you have anything like what art is to Tezuka? No. That's right. I only have vague ideas of my future. No goal to shoot for, no dream to blindly reach for. I joined the art club in search of something I could be interested in, I get inspired by. Did I find something like that? All I found in the end was Rin. No, I don't have a passion like that. Then you can't understand. What a dick. His flat statement allows no counter-argument. But she might not understand even herself. Still, I carry on arguing, out of spite if nothing else. How could she not? She's been at it so hard for the past few weeks that she put off even coming to school. Not to say anything about attending class, don't be ridiculous. I don't think I'm being ridiculous, but as I have no rebuttal, Nomiya seems to consider this one his win. At any rate, the opening was quite successful despite Tezuka hardly showing up. Many people were interested in her work, and one piece was even sold for a reasonable price. Well, that's nice, isn't it? Yes, it's fantastic news. I hope that Tezuka would come to her senses when she heard about this, but... He sighs and takes off his glasses, cleaning them against his jacket before putting them on his nose again. At any rate, I should be going. There is this mess to be settled with Sai and everyone. If you see Tezuka, please ask her to come see me. Otherwise, have a nice vacation. Thanks. After he has disappeared around the corner, I ponder where Rin could really be.
Even if this is the way to the good ending, I am disappointed in Hisao. He spent an entire year brooding over Rin while in the Emi route he was taking Emi to bed, bath, and beyond in the semester.
Oh my god. Bed Bath and Beyond is crazy. It feels like she has not one, but at least half a dozen of these secret places. I balance between the desire to solve this tangle and to drop it for good. The disused classroom is just a few feet away. What to do? As I push open the door, only the shadows greet me from the inside. Hey there! She's standing in the middle of the sunlit room, peering through the gaps of the curtains out into the yard. Like so often before, she doesn't start or jump, just calmly waits for me to make the first move. As if she's trying to become a permanent part of the furniture. The teacher's looking for you. A blank look over her shoulder is all I get, accompanied by a cryptic non-expression on her face. Are you looking for me too? Nah, I already found you, didn't I? Did you? Oh, it's the copyrighted music. Hold on a second. Just make that a little quieter. She furrows her brow, looking so puzzled that it makes me wonder if the question was asked in all seriousness. Maybe it was. Are you talking metaphorically now? You mean like eels, caves, and dark, stormy nights? I am bad at talking like that. The abruptly ended greetings give me the chance to close the door behind me and sit down on a dust-covered desktop. Rin stays standing, but at least she turns around. I soon wish she didn't, though. So oppressive is her expectant stare. This is her place, and I'm an intruder, although a tolerated one. Despite that, she still waits for me to say something. If only I knew what. The sunlit silence presses me towards decisions. I came here without really thinking what I would do, apart from delivering Nomiya's short message in case Rin was here. She was, and now I don't know what else I want to say. What else should I say? I hover between my two options for a moment. Rin being troubled troubles me too. It's a surprising revelation, almost as big as realizing that she really is troubled was. Nothing I can do would probably help, and I might be partially to blame too. Does it mean I should just wash my hands of her? Didn't think so. So, what's wrong? Nothing. She starts to turn away again, as if trying to physically exit a conversation she doesn't want to have. Rin, stop trying to dodge me, or I'll leave. Okay. Do you want me to leave? Are you still angry? It took us, or was it only me, 10 seconds to swamp the conversation into this. I wish we could erase the past, or failing that, forget all about it. I've wished for that more than once in the last few months. Let's put that aside for the time being, alright? You can see the time being too? Woo! If you say so. I do. So, what's wrong? Saya and Nomiya were not too happy that you just ran off yesterday. You left them in quite a pinch. And I suppose the teacher wants some kind of an explanation. It seemed like you just threw out everything you had worked for, and I don't get why. Did I make a mistake? My reprimanding and her flat answer go so much against the usual expectations and presumed interactions that it might just as well be somebody else talking. Neither of us is like what we used to be. This stiff, constricting feeling every time I look at Rin nowadays seems to be mirrored in her own behavior. I hate things that go irreparably wrong. Ever since February, I've hated them. What can I say? Your question is trailed by a compelling, quizzical stare that makes me sigh and frown. Conversations nobody wants to have are the worst. I don't know, I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it was probably pretty stupid. She responds with a sigh of her own, although hers is not nearly as heavy as mine was. I just couldn't do it. But why? What's wrong? A pause, a furrowed brow, a quiet voice. Let it be, Hisao. I don't think I can really explain it in a way that would make sense. Yeah, Rin doesn't want to have this conversation either. It might be for the better. But how rare of her to admit that even she has some kind of limits. I always thought Rin was all but ignorant of her tendency to get distracted. So much that she inadvertently obfuscates everything she says. Hey, you never explain anything in a way that would make sense. Nobody else has ever asked me to. I guess that's how it is. But I always wanted to make sense of you. To find out who you are. I still want to, can't you see? I know you can't, but I do. Is that why I keep this up? It pains you as much as it pains me. It's unlikely to be of any use to either. We did things and said things that can't be undone. It's as if you and me being close to each other just hurts us both, but we still deliberately keep doing it. Isn't that silly? Even now, I can see how you force yourself to respond even though you owe me nothing. Even if it's hard to talk about things like this. Why? Why is it that you paint? Because I don't know what else I could do. It's like this feeling that there's no choice, that it's the only possibility. Like when there are only watermelon-flavored popsicles left in the store, but you need to eat a popsicle. Her poor metaphor aside, she didn't really answer anything. If possible, this makes even less sense than not knowing. Actually, no, that makes quite a bit of sense as how you really are just dense. But if you don't want to paint, not like that. You had to come to the school even though you probably didn't want to have a heart attack. She pauses, frowning as if something in what she said didn't please her. At least I think you wouldn't. Her careful follow-up is followed in turn by another, shorter pause with another, smaller frown. Would you like to have a heart attack? No, I wouldn't, and I didn't want to. But you're doing fine, aren't you? Or are you still sad about it? Rin's question makes me realize that I haven't really thought about my illness for weeks. Aside from chugging down my medication.
Now you dummy. The popsicle metaphor was extremely easy to understand.
Right? Aside from chugging down my medication every day, there's been no need to concern myself with my broken heart. Which I'm only thankful for, really. Getting to know new people, a new school, a new town, a new life. And all has caught me and made the past fade away. No. I guess even I can't dwell on the past indefinitely. See? Even watermelon doesn't really taste bad if you have to eat it. Her half-nonsensical closure seems to put an end to the subject in Rin's mind, so I just nod in uncertain confirmation. There are two kinds of silences. Awkward ones that you want to break, and comfortable ones that you don't mind. The first kind is bad, because it makes your thoughts go awry, like mine do, now. Looking at Rin makes me feel bad. I don't want to feel like this. Looking at Rin makes me feel exhausted. I really tried my best. She tried too. I have no idea. Oh no, sorry. I really tried my best. She tried to... I have no idea. But we ended up like this. She ended up screwing up her exhibition opening. Feels like we're at a dead end. There's no direction to continue to. I reached out for her yesterday, thinking it would be the last time. She walked away. I want to be me. What the heck does that even mean? Rin, if anyone, is most definitely herself. I feel kind of relieved that I am not the one to blame, but this still grates on my mind. Why did she run away? Didn't make sense yesterday, doesn't make sense today. The things she said feel like they should make sense, but they just don't, to me. You know, about that thing you just said. Which one of them? Painting. Sai said something like that to me before. That a true artist does not paint because she wants to, but because she must. I've been wondering about what she said. Why do artists have to paint? My question is probably pretty stupid. At least Rin looks at me in the blank way that seems to say so. I don't know. Am I an artist? Well, you paint stuff, and you have an exhibition too. I'd say you qualify. I think I still don't know, but okay. The thinking pause that follows seems to last for half an eternity. Unlike most people, Rin doesn't flavor her thinking pauses by body language or saying like or or anything. I've noticed that I might prefer her way. The usual way even annoys me, as if people were so infatuated by the sound of their own voice, they just have to keep making some noise even when they're just thinking about what they could say next.
Fair question. Voice can as low be an art.
A lot of things can also be an art, not just paint, obviously. Rin just comes to a full stop while she's thinking. It's disconcerting because reacting to people spacing out is always hard, but she comes off as less obnoxious. I think I want someone to see what's inside me. Not the way doctors and serial killers do. A way that doesn't make me feel lonely. This is what you call metaphorical, you see. Please don't lecture me about self-evident things. It's not self-evident that this is self-evident. So you present a painting to someone and expect him to magically see a glimpse of your soul? Well, yeah, actually. It's not like that. It's just a little like that, but not really. Don't you understand? I do. And I don't. You know, I feel a little bit of despair every time you ask that question. What question? about whether I understand you or not. She seems almost surprised at my clarification. Oh, it's not really a question. It's one of those kind that you don't have to answer. Rhetorical. Yeah, that's the word. A question that is not a question is a rhetorical question. How nice. That reminds me, it doesn't really make sense. What kind of a question is one that isn't a question? A rhetorical one. What kind of an answer is an answer that doesn't answer anything? Is that a rhetorical question? You are not funny. But if you don't like it, why would you like me to say something else instead? But if you don't like it, would you like me to say something else instead? I don't have any good ones, though. How about your pants are on fire? This can be our secret language. Rin's honest-to-goodness silliness, made twice more ridiculous by the fact that I know she is dead serious, derails me like it always does. It's like some kind of a safety lock to prevent me from becoming too much of a worrywart, dragging even my own thoughts off the ground where they should be. It makes me smile confusedly, but only on the inside. Even though the corners of my mouth are not drawing into a grin, I'm still impressed by her ease of wrecking any attempt at being too serious. Should she, will so, forget and ignore things that bug her, things that bother her? Should she, will so, be free of whatever burden being her means? Or am I the only one who feels burdened by being myself? No thanks. But still, the times when I feel that I am on the same page as you are pretty rare. Feels like there's this huge gap, and sometimes you just go to the other side, and I don't have any way to reach you from where I am. It's like you're in some completely different place at times, even though you're right here. That's right. There's an insurmountable discontinuity, an imaginary glass wall that blocks comprehension from happening. There might be such a gap between any two people, but with Rin, it feels more tangible. Rin does not react to my thoughts, not to the ones I uttered aloud, nor the ones I did not. It's even worse with art. I'm not very good at art, I admit it. I joined the art club because I thought it could be interesting. And I guess it is. I like art. I like your art, too. But just like with you, I can't comprehend it. And I'm pretty sure nobody really can. This seems to worry her slightly. Do you think so? Yeah, I guess that art is meant to be interpreted, not understood. That's how I'd put it. That's a sad thought. I guess it might feel like one. Does it make you feel sad for yourself? Rin thinks about this for a while, and then shakes her head surprisingly vehemently.
Wow, Hisao, look at what happens when you actually talk to Rin instead of screaming at her to explain everything to you like a zoomer on Wikipedia.
Turbs. Turbs, I think you're showing your age there. And I, the cool young one, get to show you up. The kids these days, they don't use Wikipedia. They use ChatGPT. Which also uses Wikipedia. So I guess you win in the end. Rin's silly lines are legendary. There are some that I'll never forget. It's like I'll never hear those particular orders of words outside the context of this game. I think you're probably right. I do like her silly little words. The first thing she focuses her eyes on afterward is me. Both of these things make me glad and relieved. That's good, isn't it? Anyway, you should go see the teacher and apologize properly. I think he's worried about you. Can you do that? This time, she nods her head. Only it's not as vehement. The hallway is empty, almost intimidating. Nomiya's office is the art classroom at the other end of the third-floor hallway. Our steps echo disturbingly. The atmosphere is unlike on a normal afternoon. It feels like the school knows that nobody will be coming back for a month, too.
It's all the same sours as, let's be honest, no matter how you take it.
True. The door is open, but not very inviting. I'll, wait outside. Nodding barely noticeably, Rin strides in without stopping, and naturally, without knocking. No. Just kicks the door. Knock, knock, knock. Maybe that's why it takes a few seconds before I hear the teacher's voice from inside. There you are. Hello. A conflict arises. Should I stay here or go somewhere else? I'm not sure if I even want to eavesdrop on them. Honestly, dude, you should probably just walk away for a bit. Manners lose the curiosity, and so I stay close enough to listen in. Damn. Their voices echo in the hallway, but no matter. There's nobody around, save for me. Dear girl, what on earth were you thinking leaving like that on the big night? I couldn't say anything. Compared to Nomiya's scolding tone, Rin sounds awfully quiet and withdrawn. Her words seem to drown under his. I have to say, I am very disappointed in you, Tezuka. It was no good at all. Never mind all the things I did for you, but what about Sai? What about all the guests who wanted to meet you? There was nobody, even Hisao. You've embarrassed us very badly, Tezuka. Reputation is what counts, surely you know that. It's all right. I don't need it. Don't need? What do you think you know? Rin's replies only seem to agitate the teacher more, his voice rising with every sentence. The path of an artist is a thorny one, I'll tell you that, thorny. You have to see the big picture. There will be bad times and good times. Things are like they are. It'll be all right, even. You might now think that it's oh so wonderful and easy, but how far would you have gotten without me? Oh my fucking god, I'm gonna punch this guy in the cock. I won't always be there for you. When you lie on the floor of your minuscule room, your rent 3 weeks late, your mind blank for the 4th week straight, then you will wish you had listened to old Nomiya a bit more. Buddy, I think you're projecting a whole lot right there. When you keep measuring how the shadow of your chair becomes longer over the spring, because that's all your lethargy allows, maybe that's when you will start caring about your career. That doesn't matter. Your resolve is not enough. I am not a resolved person. If we're not a resolved person, then tell me why. Why did we go all through all this trouble if it amounts to a Makit? Let me take a drink of water and try that again. And tell me, why did we go through all this trouble if it amounts to a mosquito shit? Oh dear, the teacher blew a fuse. Him yelling at Rin makes me feel bystander's guilt. If I had gone with her, maybe he wouldn't have gotten so angry. If I had not let her run away, he wouldn't have gotten angry in the first place.
I wonder if Hisao realizes how much of an a-hole he saw to her after hearing Ed say far worse.
I still could go and save her. I don't think I can. I was the same. I yelled at Rin too, and I'm feeling all the more embarrassed about it now. I felt justified to vent my anger at her face just because I felt it was her fault that I was so frustrated. I was no more justified than the teacher is. A terrible silence sets upon the hallway. Rin does not have anything to say to Nomiya. Whether she has run out of answers or she knows that arguing would only make him angrier is anyone's guess. The teacher has nothing more to say either, it seems. Or maybe he just run out of breath. For a moment, I imagine the two of them just staring at each other. One full of red-hot anger, the other full of... yes. What? I can't tell how Rin feels. Not before, not now. Teacher seems to expect Rin to say something too, but since she doesn't, he finally continues in a quieter, but not less angry voice. What worth is there in doing so much work if the outcome is... nothing? Still, Rin will not say anything. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have gotten so excited. He does not sound sorry at all. Rather, his tone is cold and sharp, like he was spitting the words out of his mouth. It seems that I was expecting too much. You are not an artist after all. Yep, not sorry at all. He storms out of the clubroom and down the stairs without noticing me. After he is gone, I peek carefully inside the classroom. Rin is left standing there, in front of the teacher's desk. Oh, someone should have told me I need to boost the game audio back up a bit. Not that it's playing anything right now. I couldn't say I'm sorry. She says it into the humid air of the classroom, not to me. But since the room won't answer her, I will have to. That was unfair of him. He was angry, but still. I can't decide how to end my sentence. Disdaining the teacher feels like disdaining my own behavior from 2 days ago. Stupid, but correct in hindsight. Rin won't answer, staying petrified where she stands, so I walk up to her. She stood up for herself. In a way, I didn't expect that. I can't determine whether it's unbecoming or not, but either way, she did it. Against me, she never did. I sort of wish she had. Maybe I would not feel this bad then. Lately, it really seems that I've been wishing for all kinds of things. Rin? Go away. What? What are you saying? You're angry with me too, right? I thought you were my friend. I thought he was too. Her voice is unlike I've ever heard it. It's bitter, sharp like needles, and she keeps staring pointedly at her toes. I don't think it's about that. He wanted you to become something you're not, and... I take a deep breath, and finally catch her eyes in my own, locking our gazes. I'm sorry. I wanted us to be something else too. More than friends. Maybe that's why I couldn't contain myself and became so frustrated. Just like the teacher did. What more? There's nothing more to me than me. That's all I am. I don't understand that. Well, the answer should be obvious, right? I remember myself, thinking of the purpose of friendship. To put up with everything and anything. To be there for your friend. Did I fail as a friend? Yes. Thinking it could be a stepping stone for something else? Yes. Maybe because of those thoughts, I didn't manage to put up with things, to keep it together. As outrageous as Rin is and was, I shouldn't have let myself get caught into that, especially when I started feeling the way I did towards her. So did I fail? Yes. That's what her eyes seemed to ask. I'm sorry, Rin. I may not be able to be your friend. I don't think I could ever be a good friend to you. I say these things because they are true, not because one of us would like to hear them. But they are something that must be said. The finality of my words creates a shaking silence. What could either of us add to that? Why? Why does all this happen? People are doing things I don't ask for, and don't want, and everyone keeps getting angry at me. I have no idea what is going on anymore, and I can't stop feeling like I want to run away from everything. She shuts her eyes tight and breathes out deeply, calmly. When the eyelids open, all I can see is dark green desperation. I have no idea what's wrong with me. Her frenetic outburst stupefies me for a moment. For a heartbeat, we just gaze into each other's face. Seeing her confused eyes desperately looking for answers from mine only makes me sad because I know I have none. I don't know either. But you know, you yourself said that things are not right or nor wrong. They just are. You either accept them, work to change them, or give up. It's not that I hate you, or that teacher Nomiya does. I just think that I am the kind of person who gives up when he feels he can't go on. And even if you hate it, this is how things are. I'm saying pretty cruel things, but I can't stop myself. The words keep rolling off my tongue with slow, hard certainty. I can see them hitting Rin almost like physical blows. As the wetness gathers into the corners of her eyes, they are still wide with the shock of rejection. As the tears start rolling down her pale cheeks, she does nothing to stop them. As they fall down on the floor one by one, she stands still, staring at me with a gaze full of hollow disbelief. But reality catches up. Rin slumps forward as if she was deflating, and buries her face as deep in my shirt as she can. Rin is heavy and feather light when I support her weight. She doesn't really sob or bawl. She just leans against me, letting her tears burn through my shirt into the skin underneath. And I let her, bringing my hand around her shoulders in a clumsy hug.
Hisao coming out with the steel cherub. It is what it is.
It insists upon itself. It is what it is. Bringing my hand around her shoulders in a clumsy hug that does no good to comfort her. I can feel Rin's vertebrae against my fingertips, like hard and jagged reminders of how messed up things are. Her slim shoulder quivering against my palm is a pitiable sight, and the hopelessness of being part of the cause for Rin's sadness keeps fretting my heart. You know, maybe the two of you should just go get a burger. I think you're just hungry. She hasn't eaten much lately. Food helps with your mood. It's like a proven fact. Just give her a hamburger. It'll fix the problem. Imagine trying to eat a burger with your feet. That's what we're here for. We feed it to her. And then she becomes our friend again, because we had a good burger together. Food is good, true. She needs an Emmy meal, true. To make a girl cry is the most despicable thing to do. Even Rin, especially Rin. Behind that veil of aloofness, Rin is just a human being too. Just as confused, scared, and lost as any of us. Most of the time, it seems that there is no rhyme or reason for what Rin does and says. But for once, I think I really understand how she feels. No words can express it. No words can make it better. So wordless we stay, quietly waiting for her tears to run out. Time passes agonizingly slowly. Even the lazy specks of dust floating in the air seem to pause into a standstill. The obligatory wall clock is ticking distractingly from above the door. I decide against counting the seconds because it would make them feel longer. Eventually, Rin stirs a little and, still smothering herself against my chest, mutters into my shirt. Let me be here for a while. Please, Sasao. Just give me a little while. A soothing deluge spreads into my consciousness. The knowledge that while being here for Rin is all I can do for her, that's all she wants right now, even after all we've gone through. Sure. So she stays there. But I still can't bring myself to draw her closer so I can embrace her properly. It's because doing it would just make me so sad that I don't know if I could bear it. The realization that we might never really be able to become what we want to be for the other crystallizes into my mind as a diamond-hard enlightenment. A pang surges through my heart like an electric shock. It's painful. This clarity hurts. What can we be for each other? What meaning is there for us to desperately cling to each other even though it seems so futile? What should I say to Rin? How can I make her feel better? I do not know any of these things, and I fear knowing them would only hurt more. Forcefully, I push all of that out of my mind because I don't want to be thinking of hurtful truths. My thoughts calm down soon enough. The sadness disperses until all that is left of is me and Rin, and the tender feeling of her warmth and softness against my chest. When did I fall in love with her? I can't remember, but I'm certain it was way before the warm touch of her lips on my own. On that orange-colored afternoon when she was sick with cold and I went to see her because of unclear reasons. Her carefree attitude, the air of otherness around her, all the things that make Rin herself. Those things captured me with irresistible force. The way she could take in anything and everything, giving it only the value she herself placed, weighing all things fairly and without prejudice, seeing the world as she wanted. This is something I could never do, and Rin was probably more of a muse to me than anything ever was to her. She seemed so free to me, truly a free spirit, while I, constantly worrying about everything, seemed so inhibited that it was almost embarrassing. Maybe that's why I latched so tightly onto Rin, trying to get inside her world that was so different from my own bleak life. Before I noticed it, that irresistible force had pulled me dangerously close to her, but it turned out to be way too alien for me. And I had forgotten Newton of all things. Newton at a time like this? The gravitational force is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between the objects. So if two people feel something for each other, even though feelings are not governed by the constants of the universe, can't help thinking that for some time now, I've been a satellite to Rin's brightly shining planet. Planet Rin. The thought makes me almost laugh. She really does seem to be from another planet at times, minus the green skin and possibly some tentacles. Perhaps because of my stifled laughter, Rin pulls away and I let her go, feeling the cold when her warmth goes away, and slight embarrassment for letting my thoughts run wild like that. I credit that as Rin being a bad influence on me, while being glad at the same time that she can't read thoughts for real. Rin's bitter tears have dried up, and she looks a little more like herself again. The lost look in her eyes is still there, though. Her gaze wanders around restlessly before stopping at me. What happened just now? Can you tell me? What? What do you mean? I cried. She says that hesitantly, as if not believing it herself. Yes. She keeps staring at me, as if pleading guidance so that she wouldn't have to feel so lost. Why? You were sad. Is that what you want me to say? But isn't that obvious? I don't know. It feels weird to cry. What? I mean, I don't believe it. Everyone does that. It's not... I bite my tongue before I finish my argument about normality. Norms do not apply to the person I'm talking to. It always felt so wrong, different from what is in me, like I couldn't really tell what I felt. So I started thinking that maybe I don't know what I'm feeling. Maybe it's me who is wrong. I thought those kind of things. I thought that painting was enough because it felt like that I did at least that right. That all that is inside me could become a picture if I tried really hard, and it could. But it doesn't feel like it's enough anymore, because if nobody else can see that, I will still be alone. Was it wrong to try? Everyone got really angry at me for that. I've rarely heard Rin say this much at once before. Once she finishes, she simply shuts up, looking so neutral that it's hard to believe she just said what she did. I don't know what to think. Rin was desperate for someone to look at her paintings and somehow see right through them into her soul, to understand her feelings. Because she felt she could not express them in any other way? How can one say whether that is right or wrong? Could it be all this time that she's been trying to reach out to me like I've tried to reach out to her? I sit down on a desk to think, and I rest my legs that kept us both standing for a long while. You know, when I read a good book, or look at a starry sky or whatever, sometimes I too feel something profound. Like a... shoot, I don't know how to describe it. But the instant I try to put it into words, I feel that I lose something. It doesn't feel as real, as true as it did inside my head. It feels a bit... phony. Damn, even what I just said felt phony. I offer a smile that is meant to be between funny and self-deprecating, but Rin doesn't react. Anyway, it might be that nobody can ever express their true feelings so that others understand. Reality has no chance of living up to what someone has inside their head. Nothing can match that. Not even your paintings, except maybe for you. But I suppose you can't keep everything inside. You'd explode for real then. What I'm trying to say is, I don't think it's wrong to express your feelings, even if you use painting as your conduit. You just can't expect people to understand you any better than they would if you did it in any other way. In fact, you can't expect people to understand you at all. Because everything is so subjective. You see the world the way you do, but it's different from everyone else. But isn't that terrible? Well, I guess it is, in a way. She frowns, looking probably as stricken as she can. Which is not much, but it's enough for me to understand that Rin is not particularly happy. I think it might make me sad after all. Yeah, I know. I wish I could do something to help it. I don't think I sound bitter, even though I am. A little. This is my problem. I cannot be what Rin wants for her. For the same reason, she can't do the same for me either. Makes a difficult face, carefully trying to pick the words she wants to say. So Rin has times when it's hard to say anything too. She has a lot of times when it's hard for her to say things. Have you not picked that up? It can't be helped, I think. But if you say that, it makes me feel a little better. It's funny how some seemingly irrelevant things are the most significant ones at times like this. Like how Rin's voice is very, very small, barely audible when she says that. And how even her short bangs can cover her eyes when she looks downwards. Start with getting food. True! And how they can't cover the deep red color rising on her cheeks and all the way to the tips of her ears. They turn into a very interesting shade of red. A deafening silence follows. It's very awkward, as if I saw something that wasn't meant to be seen, even if it wasn't on purpose. I don't know what to say to that, but I keep feeling like I should know. She doesn't either. Still, feels like there's no momentum to lose even if we keep silent. Like we have some weird, wordless connection that would hold even so. Rin keeps shifting her weight from one foot to the other restlessly, looking everywhere around the room except at me. She is the one who finally breaks the spell. Can we go? I don't want to stay here. Oh, yeah, fine, yeah. Of course, where do you want to go? Her reply is covering my nervousness as badly as her question is covering hers. You can go wherever you like. I want to sleep. I haven't really slept for a few weeks. Feels like there's a flock of light blue butterflies inside my head. It makes it hard to think properly. The kind that you think is too blue to really exist. Like Emmy's panties this morning. Okay. She shakes her head, and I almost expect a couple of ultramarine-colored morphos to pop out of her ears. A small smile tugs upwards at the corner of her mouth. That reminds me. The blue, not the panties. The word for a flock of butterflies is a swarm. I looked it up. That makes my eyebrow raise into a questioning arch. Why don't you use it then? I like the other word better. Why look it up in the first place then? Then you should use it, right? She nods and falls silent, her gaze escaping mine to the side, attracted by the dark orange sunlight refracting from the windows. We stay like that for a little while, me silently looking at her, silently looking out of the window. Hey, you alright now? She glances at me from the corner of her eye, looking wistful again. The sunlight's reflection doesn't betray any more of her inner feelings. I'll need to think about that. I want to continue this conversation, grasping at those straws that she finally revealed to even exist. But Rin is looking out of the window so absent-mindedly that I know she won't be responsive in any way that would make sense. It's like some kind of defense mechanism of hers, to avoid being sensible. Her mind is like a butterfly in itself, always fluttering somewhere away whenever it's stirred. Hi, Toasty! You're you're showing up at like the ending of this route. Don't get confused. Are you playing dating sims again? I am playing dating sims again. Why does that sentence feel so accusatory? Ori, forgive me, my stream is constantly lagging behind. Don't get any wrong ideas with my bells. I know your bells couldn't have been for anything other than talking about Emmy's blue panties, okay? That's the only thing from this current discussion that could possibly be belled, okay? I know exactly what your bells are for. There's no confusion going on here. It's about the panties. Just when I thought I could see her behind her veil, she jumps out of my reach again. Maybe that's just how Rin is. Because you were practicing stealing Toasty's love. Trust me. I don't think this game is gonna help me steal her Baldur's Gate love interest. Halson's not like any of these characters. Actually, hold on a second. You might be onto something. This is where you learn your techniques. Or he doesn't need practice, he's a natural. That's right! Maybe that's just how Rin is. Maybe that's something I should just accept to get some peace of mind. Okay. I'll walk you back to the dorms then. Thanks. Really. The empty hallways of the school, devoid of its students, feel very lonely. Less than 1 hour after the summer vacation began, the building seems to be deserted, and all that intrudes on the stillness of the hallways are our footsteps. The change is sudden, but it shows how
Orange
the building...
is even cheating on the British vampire.
No, actually, I mean, there's probably enough time to date Astarion by the end of the game. We're still in Act 1. We should be fine. That gay vampire will be mine! The change is sudden, but it shows how the building is just an empty shell, dead without its students and teachers. It's as though the school has become a private world for only the two of us, a desolate place filled with silence and chalk dust. Do not shrimp at the school again, Hisao. Naughty, naughty boy. I think I have to change. She says it out of the blue while we walk down the staircase from the 3rd floor, still managing to feel like she is mirroring what I was just thinking before. That's what people must do sometimes. I think she means she wants to change out of her clothes. That's the last thing we say to each other that day, even though there would be so much to talk about. And even those words drown in the all-encompassing silence, disappearing into the stagnant air as if they were never said.
Shrimping? In this school? It's more likely than you think.
It's only happened like maybe twice, right? Because does Emmy's count? Because it was in the shed, which was on school's ground, but it wasn't like in the school. Whatever, it's besides the point. The first day of summer vacation is a disappointment. I woke up, water came down from the leaden sky in biblical proportions. I was optimistic at the time. A quick summer shower, I thought. Torrents of rain for a few minutes, I thought. Then it's gone, I hoped. No such luck. Rainwater is relentlessly pouring down from the blue-gray sky outside, streaming down the glass of my window in small brooks and rivers, and gathering together to form miniature ponds on the walkways. Just like it has done for the past 2.5 hours. So I've been half-assedly cleaning up in between half-assedly reading a book, packing my stuff on the side when I get bored of the first two. The weather drags my spirits pretty down too, making it harder to do anything properly. Something bumping quite loudly against my door rouses me from my apathy. Oh, that's Rin trying to knock on the door. I hope it's not Kenji in his crazy indoors bowling alley. Did he talk about the bowling in this route? I thought that was the last route. Whatever. I hear no more sounds from the corridor until I walk to the door and open it. Hi, Ren. I wish seeing her would evoke some more emotion in me. But for one, I'm too surprised that she came to see me, and for two, she is soaking wet. Why did you ring the bell right after I said that? What kind of wizard are you? Her uniform shirt is drenched, and she is standing in a self-created puddle. Droplets of... Oh, hold on, let me try that again. Droplets of rainwater are dripping from her short bangs and sliding down her nose until they fall down from the tip. You know why they ring it? No, it's why I have it. One by one. Hi. How are you feeling? Medium normal.
Does Rin feed doors?
Well, considering it doesn't sound like she kicked the door. It sounded like she just slammed her head
Rin,
against it.
Why didn't you hold an umbrella in the rain?
Why do you think she didn't hold an umbrella in the rain? The relative questionability of her statement aside, she sure doesn't look too good. You're all wet. It's because I come from the outside. Do you know it? Why'd you be outside? It's raining buckets out there. You haven't noticed. I haven't. It's raining pretty hard though. I was on a walk. Is this what you call wallowing in self-pity? Do you think I'm pitiful? No, I implied that you think you are. I'm not, and rain is not a sad thing. Don't you ever walk in the rain? Don't you ever walk in the rain? I do, but only with proper equipment, like an umbrella. Sal, buddy. Buddy. Why do you... do you not... You just need to imagine you have a blue umbrella with white stripes. It might be tough when rain is falling on my head. Just imagine harder. Yeah, she definitely is back to normal. Those half-sarcastic, inconsiderate remarks that really push my buttons even though she doesn't mean it. That vacant, spaced-out stare that always expects more than it gives. It's so very much like her. I may need to come in. I need some help with this water and clothes I'm wearing. My brain quickly solves this equation, and I stumble with my words, a stark display of contrast against Rin's easygoing self-invitation. All right, everybody, get your
It's raining arm puns. Oh God, it's raining arm puns.
Yeah, get your shrimps, get your fishes, get your bells ready, because I think we know where this is going. But Emmy, Rin shakes her head vehemently, causing water to sprinkle everywhere. She left. Besides, she would just worry and fuss until she could not worry or fuss anymore, which always takes a troublesomely long time.
Do you think that Rin voted for Senator Armstrong too?
Armstrong? Is this? I know you're doing this, but Terps, I know you're saying this because Senator Armstrong, and she has no arms. But don't forget, in the Jetstream Sam DLC, he loses one of his arms, and then he just reattaches it. So it's funny on multiple fronts. Anyway, back to the point. It's in fact longer than I want to hear her fussing, and I thought you probably are not the fussing kind. She slumps down on my desk with a squishy sound. Her soaked clothes are making the desk and everything on it wet, but she doesn't care. Okay, fine. I'll help you out. I have a towel somewhere. Do you want dry clothes? Is the uniform fine? I'm taller than you, but everything is fine. With a little searching, I find a fresh uniform and a fluffy towel from the depths of my closet. The towel in one hand and the uniform in the other, I turn to face Rin again, uncertain of the next step. There's something wrong with me. A normal guy would just stop worrying. Not a problem. You've already seen me naked, she says. She probably could see right through my hesitant demeanor, as if I was completely transparent to her. I push my anxiety away and concentrate on the 8 buttons lined on her shirt, just like mine has. Yep, there it is. Hi, Chinchilla! How you doing, buddy? I haven't seen you in a while. I think I last saw you in, Lily's Row. I don't think I saw you since then. Oh, damn. We're just skipping right after. Okay. We're just skipping to the present. All right, all right. I think I need to click here because it's not advancing on its own. Oh, it's not. It's okay. Honestly, the most meaningful H scene in the whole VN. Wow. I really am going to have to go back and read it then. Present is a fleeting and vague concept at best. The moment between the past and the future. It doesn't really mean anything. Thinking too much about things that don't make sense is a waste of time. That's why living through the present is always the best option. Besides, for us who can't foresee the future and who forget the past too easily, present is really the only proof of our existence. Even though existence will go on, even if you forget about it for a while, it's good to seize the day at least every once in a while. That way, you can confirm that you are, in fact, alive. Shit, we're not done? Okay, game. I was not familiar with your game. I am pretty sure that the girl who's standing there, half naked, staring out of the window of my room, has a much better grasp of present than I do. As for me, well, right now, I'm somewhat confused by my present state, since I should try to locate my shirt and not stare at Rin's butt. But I just can't stop looking at her. She is so close to the glass that her nose is probably going to leave a mark. At least her breathing does, when it condenses on the rain-cooled window glass before quickly disappearing again. My shuffling around to get dressed doesn't rouse Rin from her contemplation. Which is fine, really. I don't mind the silences as much as I used to. Only after I'm finished with buttoning up my shirt does Rin say something, still without turning to look at me. Let's go somewhere. Where? I can only assume she is inviting me and not the windowsill, but that's a fair guess. I know. What? Help me get dressed. I think today is the day. I don't like where this is going. The day of what? You aren't gonna do anything dangerous, are you? Come on, close. Close. What an impatient tongue. Come on, you got it off just fine. This is the same, but the other way around. It's like talking backwards.
Hisao has already left several marks on this school.
Seems hard, but it's easy. Perplexed by her sudden and prodigious display of mental processing.
Tub, draw sneeze.
Thank you. Perplexed by her sudden and prodigious display of mental processing capacity, I forget to attempt reversing her gibberish back. Pretty sure I couldn't switch to talking backwards that fluidly, even with some practice. If it makes you feel any better, buddy, I couldn't have done it if I didn't have the words right in front of me, spelled out. Could you repeat that? You say Sti Tub Dras Mies. Got it. Fine, I'll give it a try. Rin launches towards the door, even though her shirt is not even buttoned up all the way yet. Left with little choice, I run after her. As soon as I realize that we are heading for this side entrance leading to the forest, I think I know where Rin wanted to go, but I couldn't say why she'd want to go there. No, it cut a great scene. What are you talking about? Are we talking about a non-age scene that was skipped? Then again, I can't really assume my guesses to be anywhere near correct when Rin is concerned. Not even for a quite generous definition of correct. Yeah? Oh, how mean of them. Don't worry, I'm probably gonna go I am gonna go through all the routes. Well, not. Yeah, I think I'll probably go through all the routes again, just with the H scenes turned on so I can see everything. I feel like I owe it to this game. The forest behind the wall smells of rain. The last raindrops are still dripping from the wet undergrowth into the earth, despite the rain being gone for quite a while already. We stroll along with an unhurried pace that Rin sets, giving me time to take in the calming atmosphere. I think I can hear Rin saying hello to at least 3 different trees while she walks past them, but I ignore it, just like the trees do. She leads me to the narrow side path leading up to the hilltops, as I guessed. I peek through the canopy trying to find a rainbow, but there doesn't seem to be one. It's perfect weather for rainbows. The sun is shining low, and rain has passed not too long ago. Well, whatever. I lower my eyes from the treetops to see the gaunt back of the girl who was climbing up the hill slowly, without losing her balance. A few steps ahead of me on the path, but still within my reach. I don't think I could ever reach a rainbow, but reaching Rin? It seems less impossible than it used to seem. The clear sky greeting us from above the meadow clearing seems vast and beautiful. A strong wind is herding the rain clouds away from the town, to the other side of the mountains in the distance. The sight is pretty, but a speck of white flies past the edge my peripheral vision, but when I turn to look, it's already gone. Another follows, then a third. I like how this is the same exact PNG for every single one of these, just made larger or smaller. Perfection. Before I realize it, dozens of almost invisible small tufts of white are flying all around us. Look, the flowers. Ah, I see it now. The sea of dandelions that covered the hilltop on our last visit has changed over the days. Where there was bright yellow before, there is now fluffy white. Some of the flowers have already shed their seeds, but many are still waiting for a suitable gust of wind. Today, those gusts are not in short demand. Every now and then, they shake the grass thoroughly, and suddenly the air is thick with dandelion seeds. One by one, the seeds separate from the flower heads and are lifted away. A commonplace event, but one that seems to fascinate Rin for some reason. She's turning her head from side to side, marveling at the change happening all around her as the seeds fly away. I watch them too, following the white tufts floating with the winds towards the horizon, and imagine that I can see them even after they disappear from my sight. Hisao? What is it? do you love me? I snap to attention to meet her suddenly very serious face that is not looking only at the flowers anymore. What a tough question, asked just like that out of the blue. Still, her bluntness compels me to answer rapidly. I don't know. Maybe I do. Maybe too rapidly. What does that mean? I don't know. Rin sighs, perhaps unhappy with my wishy-washy answer. I would be too. Me neither. I don't think I know much about love. It's fine, isn't it? How should I know? The shrug of her shoulders seems to say, hesitating to give a firmer answer. She stays silent for only a second too long, but even that second isn't long enough for me to think ahead. I love you. Those 3 words freeze me in place like a rabbit staring into headlights. But I'm not a rabbit, and I'm just staring into Rin's eyes that seem far, far too impassive for what she just let out of her mouth. Rin looks pretty serious, though, until she sticks out her tongue, frowns a little, and confuses me even more than her words did. Why does she look mildly unhappy? Was it a confession of her deepest feelings? A test to see how I would react? A test to see how she would react? It tastes weird. Tastes? Yeah, so weird. She laughs, maybe nervously, or so I want to think, but stops midway when she notices how strange it sounds. Like, I don't know, but I don't think there is a word for this. Rin keeps on talking as though there was no meaning behind her words, steady and careless words dropping from the same tongue that formed the more important ones. A word for, accept. It's like she can't find the words. Rin just keeps staring at me, stumbling with her words as if her brain suddenly ground to a halt. She looks awfully confused, much like how I feel right now as I wait for her to explain. But she doesn't. She just blinks a few times, the flutter of her long lashes catching my fancy because she looks like she's petrified otherwise, until I realize what they were fighting against. It's those weird tears again, not associated with sadness or happiness, not pitiable sobbing nor laughter of joy. Just tears, spontaneously and without a warning, like that one time in her classroom. Just a few of them. Not enough to make a fuss about, so Rin doesn't make a move to hide them even after noticing. Rin cries, looking like she has no idea why, and somehow a great uneasiness grows in my chest when I look into her watery eyes that stare right back at me. It petrifies me too, the shock or the incomprehensibility of the situation. I just don't know what is happening anymore. Rin, what's wrong? She shakes her head in confusion, stumbling to get the words out of her mouth. Sorry. I might be a little afraid of you. The words are muttered slowly, with a small voice that is as disbelieving of what it's saying as I am. What? Why? I don't know. Saying that just made me feel like that. People cry when they're afraid, right? See? I can do it too. She's averting her gaze now, deliberately not looking at me. It bewilders me. At least, as much as what she's saying. I sometimes, with you, want to run away so badly, but I can't move. It's like my legs turn into lemon panna cotta pudding, and my heart feels like it's going to explode, and... She slumps her shoulders melancholically. Has a thing like this ever happened to you? Remember the leaden sky above the frozen forest and the sound of the leafless branches clacking against each other. It's like a memory from another life. Yeah, once. My heart hurt a lot back then too. Ah, yes. But I thought your thing was not contagious. I shake my head and a tiny, slightly forced smile rises on my lips. The other ailment of my heart could very well be contagious, and I wouldn't care a bit. What are you afraid of? I never thought I was scary. Sal, buddy, you've definitely been pretty scary this route. Rin shakes her head desperately, as if knowing that the tangle inside her mind won't be undone with just that. You make me feel that I should be someone else than me. It's a scary thing. It happens when you're being nice to me, like yesterday. I never know what to do at times like that. It's hard. Her voice is barely audible, a whispered admission of something that is too embarrassing to think about, not to mention say aloud. Rin has never been one to be embarrassed, so she does utter it aloud, only timidly as if by instinct. But I want to do something, but I don't know if this me can. For a moment, we just stare at each other, as if waiting for the other to say something. You are so stupid. Rin's lips taste salty and scared against mine. Oh no, he's gonna die! As I grasp her into an embrace, I feel my heart thumping in my chest painfully. Even though I am glad that she can say things like that, they make me sad after all. Rin's spirit, her passion, her strength, all those things that I hold dear are the ones I don't want to change. How should I treat them? Where are they headed to? Is that future irrevocably different from mine? That anxiety will never loose its grip on my heart, but I think I could learn to live with it. Slowly, the pain in my heart dies out, and it settles into the same rhythm as Rin's. We listen to that for some time. After our lips break apart, it takes a while for either of us to realize that we can say something now. See?
Will the H scene replays be called the Orange Light District?
I actually have to, when it comes to the H scenes, I'm actually going to have to take a look at them. I am going to try to, read them. I said I was going to. But to be honest, now that the more I think about it, I gotta actually make sure that what they entail. I mean, obviously, I'd censor the visuals, but I actually gotta make sure that the audio is suitable as well, because that can also get hit if it's too spicy. So we'll see. We'll see. You are a really kind person, even when you are not. It's the most scariest thing ever. I think that all I was ever afraid of is your kindness. Is it bad, even if you're afraid? She thinks about this for a while, furrowing her brow as though this was some kind of hard math problem. No, I'm all right with it. It's fine, if it's you. Like a weight lifted from my chest, her words elate my heart, filling it with, I don't know, happiness? What else could it be? This time, my smile is genuine. Rin steps back, still smiling gently at me like I do at her. While she wipes her face on her shoulder, I pick up a round, plump dandelion clock and press it to my pursed lips. They spread out into the wind that picks them up and carry them to a new home. To think, only a few short weeks ago they were so different. This is change. Hey, so the flowers became what they were meant to become, like you said the last time. What about you? Did you become a true artist? Or did you not, because you ran away? She pauses for a while to ponder my question, and shrugs her shoulders. It almost makes me laugh. The carefree easiness of her gesture is a lovely thing, a sign of how Rin can, truly and really, without any restraints whatsoever, shed the entire weight of the world from her shoulders, should she will so. She is, in every possible and probably a few impossible ways, free. And I think I might love her for that. I don't think it matters. Let's just watch the clouds for today. She takes 5 steps to climb on a large rock so she can rise as high as it's possible here, and stands on her tiptoes. When you reach for the clouds, every inch counts. Sure, let's watch the clouds. It's good to do something you really want to do, every now and then. Yeah, you're probably right. I glance upwards at the blue sky opening high above us. Blue, just like Emmy's panties. It's a deep, cerulean vastness that spreads to fill my entire field of vision and beyond. Yet Rin stays on her rock, peering at the distant horizon where the rain clouds are drifting farther away from us. I've decided something. That dreaming voice of hers, spoken to the wind that carries it to my ears, is lacking resolve and tone, but it is full of it in meaning. It's alright to be me after all. It's alright? Her decisions always seem to be pretty far out. Well, I suppose that is an important realization. Coming to terms with oneself, accepting yourself, being fine with what you are. A simple resolution of heart that for some people is overbearingly hard to do, if not impossible. I do realize well enough that I might also be one of those people. Rin too. Maybe we're not that different after all. Maybe to accept someone else, you must first accept yourself. Maybe that is a necessary step, which we didn't take until now. Looking at her standing on that rock, I believe that she can find whatever she is looking for. And so can I. The wind catches her hair and clothes, and Rin spreads her short arms into an embrace that is so very, very tiny, but as wide as she can ever do. For a moment, it looks like she herself might take flight, and I have to hold myself back to not reach for her shoulder, to not drag her back to me. But this picture is something I can only watch. It is something for me to remember. Rin's sleeves are flapping freely in the wind, her hair wildly tousled by it, her skin touched by the setting sun. Her sleek form that I've come to adore is quivering in the cool wind that carries the small white specks past her, each a beginning of a new flower. All that is engraved inside my heart. Like those tiny seeds scattered into the wind, I'm sure that Rin too can take her place in this world, without the need to create her own inside of it. Maybe she believes it too, and standing as close to heaven as possible, she is giving the world a big hug. To me, it seems like the entire world really could fit there, between those small arms of hers, inside of her all-encompassing embrace. Misao? She looks at me in the same way she calls my name, carelessly over her shoulder with a strange happiness in her voice and in her eyes. I gaze into those mysterious dark eyes that are curiously twinkling from below her auburn hair. Although I'm too far from her to see it, I'm sure they are reflecting my image. What is it? What's the word for when it feels inside your heart that everything in the world is alright? And that's it. Reach.
Baba Booey.
Baba Booey. That's good ending. Yippee! I like this. With that, we have now completed all of the girls' routes. Next is to do the no girl route, which we're going to call the Kenji route, even though I don't think that's technically accurate. Got the Botrix working. Nice, 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 nice. It can be a little finicky, so why was that? Sorry, I just got thrown off by Rin panties for a second. We're gonna skip this before I get demonetized, okay? Well, that was fun. I really liked it. I enjoyed it. I had a great time.
Congrats on getting all the good endings for all the girls with the first try.
Thank you, Turbs. Thank you, Turbs. Very proud of that achievement. I think I've gotten every single good ending on the first try. Don't look at my Steam achievements. Anyway,
Will Kenji be able to see the script?
I hope so. If Kenji just randomly breaks the fourth wall, that'd be hilarious. Rin's route is really good. Worst part is probably Hisao Lamau. Oh, you are absolutely right. The route is really good. I think they spent way too long with Hisao not. It took way too long for him to kind of get what he needed to get, you know? He is a little bit depressive, a little bit emo in all the other routes, for sure. But he was like that for what felt like way too long in Rin's route. Hisao spent too long to sulk around and complain. Yeah. And it kind of feels, to some extent, it feels a little bit repetitive with it. like the hills and valleys were the valleys were a little too long comparatively. he was also the way too I think he was uncharacteristically mean with some of his words, but it was still good in the end. I won't complain too much about it. All right, so next week I'm honestly not gonna bother getting a special thumbnail art for Kenji Route, but we're gonna start Kenji Route next week, and we're gonna wrap the game up, and then I'm gonna install the H patch, and then I'm gonna play through it again off stream, and I'll try to record me reading the H scenes, and we'll see if I can actually upload them. It all depends on how verbose and graphic they are. If they're too much so, I probably won't upload them. But maybe I will. Maybe if they're too graphic, I just make them members only, so YouTube probably won't care as much. Might have to change your wording a little amount. Yeah, I don't want to do that too much though, because I feel like it cheapens the experience. So I'm gonna try to avoid it as much as I can. We'll see, we'll see. Yeah, anyway. Happy Monday. I don't have much else to say. Thursday, we're gonna if you have golf with your friends, we're gonna do a bit of a community night. We're gonna play some golf with your friends.
The important thing is that they are blue.
True. Very blue. Blue panty. Anyway, if you have golf with your friends, you're more than welcome to join. The thing that's going to be special about the stream is it's going to be on the Linux PC. So that should, I think, work. I hope. I have everything. I have the game installed on my Windows PC. So if we have to, I'll just switch PCs. But we'll see. I'm thinking it'll work though. Any issues I've had, I've been able to resolve, and they haven't been they haven't remained after the fact, if that makes sense. I've fixed them, and then they've stayed fixed, you know? Anyway, that's it for today. I'll catch you all on Thursday. I'll see you around. Have a good one.